Hi, I'm Eric.
And I'm Melissa, and you are watching Mission 360.
Mission 360 comes to you from the Office of Adventist Mission at the Seventh-day Adventist Church World Headquarters. Every week we focus on mission stories and challenges all around us.
Today's program is part of a mini-series about world religions. Stay with us as we learn about Judaism, and we hope you'll enjoy this journey with us as we explore the life and faith of this religion. Judaism, the religion of the Jewish people, makes up the cultural system of Jewish law, custom, and practice of the individual and community. It's a system in which everyone is under God's rule.
Judaism originated in Israel and is spread throughout the world because of both voluntary migrations and forced exiles. Currently, the total world Jewish population is about 15 million, most of whom live in the United States, Israel, and France.
Judaism, election and covenant. One of the smallest of the world religions, Judaism has had a profound effect on Western civilization. Worldwide, some 15 million people consider themselves to be Jews. In addition to being a religion, Judaism today is also defined as a lifestyle and a culture. Judaism is also the religion of election. God chose the people of Israel to be the vehicle of His blessings to all humanity. As an expression of their faith, Jews commemorate key events in their history. Israel's festivals punctuate God's mighty acts of deliverance and provision for His people of Israel. The majority of Jews live outside Israel, which is home to 6 million Jews, about the same number as live in the United States.
My guest is Dr. Richard Elifair, who is the director of the World Jewish Adventist Friendship Center. Richard, thank you so much for joining us. Judaism, we wouldn't have Christianity if it wasn't for Judaism. Tell me, what is it about Judaism that has been so influential in the world?
Yes, Judaism is in fact the original biblical religion, because it is a religion of the people of the First Testament in the Bible. And then it started with Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and all the people of Israel. Mm-hmm. We know that Israel refers to three different things in the Bible. First, to a man, it was Jacob. Mm-hmm. He holds the first name. He was the first to be called Israel. Then his descendant, it was the Jewish people, the people of Israel. And then Israel is also the name of a country, the country of Israel. And if it has been so influential in the world, it is because God has given the mission to Israel to be the light to the nations. Mm-hmm. And they tried to be, and that's why today most of the people in the world are monotheist, and that came from Judaism, Israel, and the Bible.
That's something that we take for granted today, but before the advent of the First Testament, the concept of there being one God had never been heard of.
No, it was true. Okay, we had some people like Noah and some other who knew that there was only one God. But in fact, when Abraham was called, he was a polytheist. He adored many gods. His father manufactured gods and sold gods everywhere. Mm-hmm. Then he was called by God to be the first man of Israel, of the Jewish people, of the monotheism. And he was alone, but he accepted the challenge.
Now, Richard, you have a unique perspective because you are a Jew from Morocco. You are also a Seventh-day Adventist pastor. What are some of the misconceptions, the misunderstandings that many people have about Jews?
I would say that the first misunderstanding is to think that Judaism doesn't exist anymore. Mm-hmm. It was a religion of a people 2,000 years ago. And in fact, because many people know that Jews exist, but they don't know exactly who are these people. We think that they are people with a system of belief or thinking, but we don't know that they are the direct descendant of the people of Israel. And that is very important. That's why Jewish people don't like when we deny their Jewish identity and their link to the Bible, because they are directly linked to the Bible. And if they have so many laws, for example, about food and health, it is because it is written in the Bible. Then they try to follow what is written in the Bible.
Now, today we have many varieties of Judaism. It's practiced in different ways. Tell us a little bit about the spectrum of Jewish belief.
Yeah, we have a large spectrum, from ultra-Orthodox to ultra-Reform or liberal people. In fact, even among the Orthodox, we have a variety of different understanding of what is Judaism, how it has to be practiced, and the more extreme in these Orthodox groups, for example, doesn't accept the state of Israel. For them, Israel has to be re-established by God at the coming of the Messiah. You see? And then you have the conservative, you have the traditional Jews, you have the Reform Jews, you have the liberal Jews, and all these different category of Jews are people who have some difference in the practice, not very much in the belief. They all believe in one God. They all believe the Bible is the Word of God. They all believe that the Ten Commandments and the mitzvot, as we say, the commandment of God, are important, but at different level. For example, the Sabbath is not at all practiced in the same way when you are Orthodox or when you are Reform or Liberal. The ultra-Orthodox are very strict, not using electricity, lights, cars, etc. The Reform and the liberal Jews will take the car to go to the synagogue.
Right.
You see, there is a lot of difference, much more in practice than in belief.
Yes. And of course, you have a large number of people who are very proudly Jewish, but do not believe.
Yeah, of course.
Cultural.
Of course. We have, we could say, in Israel, 55% of the population practice at one or another level. But 45% don't believe. They are just secular people. But if you go outside of Israel, the percentage of not practicing Jews is higher than in Israel, of course.
Yeah. Now, is it true that New York City is the largest Jewish city in the world?
Yes, certainly, with about 2 million of Jews. But you know, now New York City is competing with Tel Aviv.
Is that right? Okay.
Because the metro of Tel Aviv is about also 2 million people.
Right.
Then that's why we try to know who is more today, New York or Tel Aviv.
Okay. Richard, there's so much richness in Judaism that we have to learn, and I'm sorry we had such a short interview, but thank you for the introduction into this wonderfully grand religion that we owe so much to.
Yeah, thank you very much for your invitation.
Our lesson on Judaism will continue soon. But before we hear more from Richard Elifer, let's travel to South America and see how one young man is overcoming adversity and following God's call.
Be merciful to me, O Lord, for I am in distress. My eyes grow weak with sorrows, my soul and my bad body with grief.
My name is Ronnie, and I want to tell you how a small metal bar changed my life. I'm a theology student at the Adventist University in Lima, Peru. I didn't grow up an Adventist and used to cause trouble with my friends. In fact, I was converted at an evangelistic meeting where I went to heckle the speaker, but God touched my heart, and I ended up being baptized. Now I'm training to be a pastor. I want to tell others about the joy that I found in my new life. I have seen how God has helped me many times in my life. Whenever I ask God for something, He always answers me with a yes or no. He always answers me. It was a miracle that my life was changed. Now I want to help others become changed. The university where I attended school has a beautiful campus and is home to students from many countries. The school's growing and new buildings are going up quickly, though they can't keep up with the growth of the student body. My dorm room is very simple, and many students have to share rooms just to fit in. Space is very limited, but I love it here at this school, and I'm preparing to be a pastor. One day last year, I was hurrying to teach a class to my Pathfinder club, when all of a sudden, I felt a burning sensation in my right eye. I couldn't see anything, and it hurt very badly. I had run into a metal bar that had been used to dry the clothes of some of the other students in the dorm. I ended up in the hospital for many weeks, and the doctors wanted to take my eye out. I pleaded with them to give me a few days so that God could save my eye. I needed my eye to be a pastor. One doctor agreed to try a surgery to save my eye, and it worked. My vision is still impaired, but I can still fulfill my dream of being a pastor.
Me sentí plenamente feliz porque
I felt very happy because I knew that God had called me, and I told him that if he would give me my vision back, I will know that you have blessed me and that you have called me. If you don't give my vision back, I will then know that you haven't called me. I prayed to God asking for my vision back because I wanted to be a pastor, and I was so happy when my eye was saved. Even though my vision is blurred in my right eye, I can clearly see that God has a plan for me and my life. I want to honor him by helping others as a pastor. Your support of the mission offering helps students like me all over the world achieve their dreams of pastoral ministry. Thank you for helping to fulfill the gospel commission to take the good news of Jesus to the whole world.
After the break, we will continue Judaism 101.
Treat yourself to Faith Tales of Frontline Missionaries. Every quarter, the Office of Adventist Mission releases never-heard-before stories of modern heroes. These are men and women who go beyond the call of duty to touch lives and bless people with the message of hope. This beautiful DVD is yours free if you call today. Here is the number you will need. Call today. Or visit us online.
Welcome back. Today our program is focusing on Judaism. So far we have learned about the Jewish religion.
Now we continue our class to find bridges of understanding between Jewish and Christians. Let's welcome Rick McEdward and Richard Elford to Mission 360.
Good to have you on our program. And
That's great.
Richard is one of our Global Mission Studies Center directors. And Rick, you are the director of all our centers. Tell us, what do the centers do?
Well, Gary, you know, the study centers are really created as an equipping agency. They're there to help us understand other world religions, but also to help understand how to build bridges, friendships with people of wide variety of other faiths.
Okay. So Richard, somebody viewing this program has heard about Judaism and Jews, but has never met a Jew. And they find someone in their neighborhood and they're not sure, is there anything I shouldn't say? What should I say? What could be offensive? What advice would you give somebody in being appropriate with someone from the Jewish faith?
I think first we have to recognize them as the people of God, because they have been people of God for so long time, from the time of Abraham. Then we don't have to deny that. And then we have to congratulate them for what they brought to the world, because if we are what we are today, it is because Judaism has given the monotheism to the world, and they have given to us the Bible, they have given to us the prophets, they have given to us the Messiah, they have given to us our lifestyle, they have given to us so many things that we have to be very frank with them.
So when it gets into Jewish laws, like things that Jewish people will eat, certain things that they will wear, etc. That can make other people nervous that they might give offense.
Yeah.
What are the basics we need to know?
Or, you know, if we know a little bit about the Bible,
Yeah.
what the Bible said about our food, then it will be okay. Of course, the Jews today have much more rules than what it is written in the Bible. But, for example, if you hold for the original food system of the Bible, that means vegetarianism, then you can invite a Jew in your home. He will not be offended at all. You understand? Then you can also invite people with meat, but very carefully, because they don't eat some meat which are forbidden in the Bible.
Okay.
And also there are some a little bit more laws. But if you ask your Jewish friends just to tell you a little bit more about what they practice, what they believe, I am sure they will be very happy to teach you.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point. Yeah.
You know, sometimes we make it complicated. You know, we can give a lot of barriers to ourselves.
Right.
A simple friendship. Mm-hmm. Of course, there are different kinds of Jews, as Richard has explained. But simple things like inviting somebody over doesn't have to be a barrier. But I think we do have to give the acknowledgement to listen a little bit, try to find out something, learn as much as we can.
Now, Richard, we as Seventh-day Adventists would have a lot in common with our Jewish friends. Can you outline some of those basic things that we hold in common?
Yeah, I have already said some things, but it is true among all the Christian denominations, we are the closest to the Jewish people. Why? Because we want to follow the Bible. And if we follow the Bible, automatically we go very close to the Jewish people, who is the first people of the Bible. Then, for example, the Saturday is a common day of worship for Jews and for Seventh-day Adventists, because the Saturday is the seventh day of the Bible.
Do we keep it in the same way?
Approximately, because the Jews are keeping the Sabbath from sundown on Friday evening to sundown Saturday evening. And we do exactly the same. The beginning of the Shabbat is very important for the Jews. It is also very important for the Seventh-day Adventists. And worship Saturday morning is very important for Jews, also for the Seventh-day Adventists. Then we have a lot in common. And also for the Jews, the meal of Friday evening, the meal of Saturday noon is very important for us too, because it is a day of celebration.
Right.
It is a day of joy. It is a day of rejoicing together, family day. And for the Jews too, then it is a very interesting common point together.
And
we have some other common point, of course, because the Bible is the same. You know, most of the Christians don't read very much the First Testament. We read it a lot. We consider it has a lot of value for us today. Then for the Jews, of course, it is the full Bible. Then we have that in common. And we have all the lifestyle. We have the same value, family value, health value. Then it is not by chance, for example, that a lot of doctors are Jews, because health is very important for them. And then they try to help the world in the health system. And a lot of Jews have received Nobel Prizes. And that is also something very important. And we have that in common with the Seventh-day Adventists. That's why we have some medical university like Loma Linda University and Montemorelos University in Mexico, or De La Plata in Argentina, and all over the world, because we have these common values together.
now, Rick, throughout history, the Jewish people have suffered an inordinate amount of persecution and prejudice.
Yeah.
Do we see any hints of that still in the Christian church?
Well, we certainly do, with And it can take various forms. It can be practical, personal, and you could even say it impacts theological issues as well. But I have heard well-meaning Christian people say that there was no Holocaust. I have heard well-meaning Christian people say the Jews were cut off. Some of these issues affect, I think, even our desire to reach out to a friend or a neighbor. And, we have so much in common. Why not focus on how to share some part of our lives in a story, or become a friend instead of trying to put down somebody else? We definitely see those strands are still there.
Richard, you have produced many resources. You've also helped, you've encouraged local congregations to be more open and welcoming to Jewish people in their style of worship. Where can people find out more about the Study Center?
I would say I would recommend two websites.
Yeah.
One is jewishadventist.org. Jewish Adventist, one word. It is our official website. On the second website, which is very important, is our web magazine online, is shalomadventure.org. Shalom Adventure, one word. And it is also a full website of articles, video, and many other things. And you will have some link inside of these two websites for much more resources.
Wonderful. Richard and Rick, thank you so much for joining us today.
As you assimilate, that's a great word for the day, all the wonderful information Rick and Richard shared with us, let's travel to Papua New Guinea in the South Pacific and learn about a missionary plane.
It's early morning before dawn. The Adventist aviation plane is parked in the hangar. Daniel, our pilot, arrives and gets the aircraft ready for its first mission today. Fasten your seatbelts as we taxi to the runway. This is another day of mission service. We are flying northeast over Papua New Guinea at an altitude of 10,000 feet. It's fairly warm in the plane, and it's a gorgeous morning out the window. Papua New Guinea is one of the most culturally diverse places on Earth, with pristine, teeming jungles, jagged mountains, deep valleys, and turbulent rivers. It's one of the least developed and most traditional countries on this planet, where people live much as they have for thousands of years. And we are on our way to a remote place in the highlands of New Guinea to visit a small village. Look down, there it is. We're approaching our first destination. The villagers are always happy to see us. These two children even made model airplanes as a sign of admiration for the aviation service. The cargo is quickly unloaded here, and we are off to our next appointment. The Seventh-day Adventist plane travels the local towns and villages where it is very hard to reach with food, supplies, and medicines for the clinics. By plane, we can cover distances in an hour, where it would have taken weeks in the past. And for some villages, it's the only way in, as there are no roads. On our next stop, we will surprise the people with a very unique gift, a lawnmower. It may seem a trivial tool, but to the local people, it will provide a way to maintain their surroundings, gardens, plantations, and even a clear runway for the plane. They seem very excited with the new gift, and after a simple demonstration, they are equipped to continue the work. On our last leg of our trip, we will pick up bags of crops. The airplane will transport the merchandise to the city and bring back means to provide for this community's survival. Your mission offering supports projects like these every day, and it helps thousands of people to get connected with the Seventh-day Adventist Church and experience firsthand the love of God. Please pray and continue to support Adventist Mission.
It's not over just yet. Mission 360 will be back after this break.
Treat yourself to faith tales of frontline missionaries. Every quarter, the Office of Adventist Mission releases never-heard-before stories of modern heroes. These are men and women who go beyond the call of duty to touch lives and bless people with the message of hope. This beautiful DVD is yours free if you call today. Here is the number you will need. Call today. Or visit us online.
Welcome back. I hope you've learned a lot from our guests today. They are part of special global mission centers established to help build bridges of understanding and friendship with people from major world religions. These centers research and experiment with ways to more effectively communicate with people from profoundly different worldviews. They help us understand the beliefs and cultures of other world religions and equip them with means, approaches, methods, and models on how to best relate to people.
We hope you enjoyed Judaism 101. The ideas shared on here encourage mission with a holistic, up-close and personal approach. Remember to connect with people. Treat them with love and care. We're here on this planet together. Let's take time to make a difference.
We also ask you to pray for the hundreds of missionaries who have left the comfort of their homes to share hope in Christ. If you want to learn more about Adventist Mission, just visit our website at adventistmission.org. There's a world of mission information on our website. Thanks so much for joining us today, and I hope you can join us next week right here on Mission 360.